Action.
Okay. This is a videotaping of a conference for class, and my name is Lindsey Davis. I'm using the information from the case study of Alejandro, but in this video, his name will be Alex. Good evening, Mrs. Fagan.
Good evening.
My name is Mrs. Davis. I'm so glad that you came in tonight. I brought you in because I wanted to discuss Alex's progress in reading. First, I wanted to tell you that I think that Alex is a delight to have in class.
Well,
and
thank you.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing her smile every day in class. I wanted you to come in to discuss her progress in reading. Throughout the year, we perform quarterly reading assessments on children called DIBBLES. Do you know what DIBBLES is?
No.
Okay. It stands for Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skills, and they are quick assessments that test a child's basic reading skills. The DIBBLES that was recently performed was a test of fluency, but there are also tests of letter naming, and they do sounds, and tests for comprehension. But when we're in the second grade, we do want to test for fluency because we're building up to that point of comprehension. In third and definitely fourth grade, the students are reading more for comprehension. So this is kind of where Alex scored on her last fluency test that she took. And it looks like this. It's just a little passage that they get to read. And you can see here, she read, this is where we stopped, right here. So it was 36 words. Well, she had about 8 errors, so she scored a 28. She read 28 words correctly per minute. And benchmark, which is average for second graders in the middle of the year, is around 40 words per minute.
Okay.
So with this information, what I've been doing is I've been doing progress monitoring on her throughout the class for the past 7 weeks. So when I do progress monitoring, what I do is I do a little assessment similar to this. I give them a little passage to read. But it's something that's different each week because I don't want the kids to memorize.
Oh, yeah.
So, and as you can see here, in week 1, she started out with around a 23. And then week 2, 21 words per minute, 22 words per minute at week 3. Week 4 was a 24. Week 5 was 25. Week 6 was 26. And this last week, week 7, she scored 28 words per minute. So as you can see, she's making progress, which is great.
Yeah, that's good.
But she's just still not quite where we want her to be. So I've made this graph for her, and this shows her progress. So she's getting there, it's slowly but surely. And along with this graph, what I've created is her goal line, which this is the benchmark that I was telling you. Well, what I told you I think was 40 words per minute. What we gave her a goal of was 37 words per minute. So you can see the discrepancy here, the gap. She's just not quite there yet. So what is normal for most kids her age, is to be reading at that level. And what we do in class, well, within our school, is we use an RTI model. Are you familiar with RTI at all?
No.
Okay. Well, that's okay. RTI is basically, it stands for Response to Intervention, and it is just a fancy name for a decision-making model that we use. It's nothing in particular. For our reading program, what we choose to use at our school is phonics. We use phonics instruction for the kids, and we teach them to decode at an early age.
What is decoding exactly?
Decoding is when the children sound out the letters they know their letter sounds, like the L says "ol," so, and then they can spell out the word cat, because we teach them that.
It's basically them sounding the words out.
Right.
And then they just, okay.
You explained it better than
Okay.
I did. So they
Okay.
know that cat makes the k sound, A makes a, T makes t, blend it all
Okay.
together, and you have cat. Okay, so in a response to intervention model, you have 3 tiers, and it looks just like this. It's like a triangle. So, and we say, this is tier 1 instruction down here. Most children are within tier 1 instruction. I would say around 70 to 80% sometimes. And tier 1 instruction is just your basic general instruction within the classroom. So that means that 70% of children, around 70%, are going to be able to read 40 words per minute with
Okay.
just the basic instruction.
Okay.
So around 25% of kids fall within the tier 2, which is where I would consider Alex to be right now. So that just means that they need a little bit of extra support outside of the classroom.
Okay.
What we're doing in the classroom is just not quite enough to get them to where they need to be. And then, if for the kids that doesn't work for, there's about 5% left that fall into the tier 3 category. And that's an intense intervention that we provide.
Okay.
But what I'd like to start with right now is this tier 2 instruction for Alex, which means that she would be in class for the general tier 1, the basic instruction, every day. And then say I would like to do 3 days a week for maybe 20 minutes, she would get a little bit of an extra instruction. And
Oh, that's good.
it would either be with myself or an assistant would pull her outside of the classroom, and we would do these extra activities. We would work on building her fluency through decoding activities and through it's a lot of fun things that we do with the kids. They love
They
it.
probably learn better that way, huh?
They do, because we do the syllable games where they can clap out syllables, and they can do rhyming activities and games, and I might say a word and say, tell me a word that rhymes with cat, and she says hat. But it's going to be a little bit more involved than that because it's 2nd grade.
That
But
sounds good.
do you think that's something that she would respond to, or that she would?
Yes, I think that's great that you guys offer that extra help. But I was wondering, would that affect her other classes at all? I mean, you guys taking her out for that?
Like, would she fall behind in any of her other classes?
Yes.
That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked that. And the answer is no. It would not affect her other activities at all. What we would do is we would provide the basic instruction, and then while the children are working on, say, a project, or it might be homework that they had, that would be the time that I would pull Alex aside for the extra intervention. And so it's not, she's going to be getting, because she needs the instruction that's provided to all the students within the classroom. But what she needs is just that little bit of extra support. And it would actually help her in her other classes, because I don't know about you, but I feel like reading is the gateway to other subjects. When somebody is a
Yeah,
good
definitely
reader.
a necessity.
Yes, because you need to read, even when you do math, you have to learn to read, because you have to do word problems later on. So
Yeah, that's important.
it would definitely help her in all academics, which she's great at math, and she loves science, and she loves reading too. She just is needing a little bit extra support. And this isn't something that she's gonna need, for the rest of her school career. It's just something that we're gonna do to get
I
her.
think that's great.
Okay, good. And do you have any questions for me?
Yes, what can we do at home in order to help with this?
That's a great question. Well, I brought some of these books, because we recommend that you read with your child for 20 minutes each night.
Can I show you?
Yeah, of course. 20 minutes each night. And these are some of our decodable readers. They're a little bit more advanced than maybe the ones that you saw in kindergarten or first grade. And she
Oh,
just,
she loves Fancy Nancy.
yes, I noticed that in class. She always loves Fancy Nancy. So these are books that are easy for them to read. And she starts out by sounding these words out, and she can remember these words, and it builds her confidence because these are easier for her to read. And I brought a sack of these for you, because I thought she might like these. And if there's any other material that you would like for me to get for you, I will be happy to do that.
Thank you.
But mainly just the reading, because that's how you become a better reader.
And should I always get the level 1?
Yeah, you can start out with the level 1, and when she gets good at that, you can move on.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Good night.